All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to another session of Dragonmark Symphony here on Natural One Media. My name is Dylan. I'm your DM for the evening, here with my friends as we come off the tail end of a very climactic battle, as our party finally met with and confronted the one and only three apostate, formerly the right hand of King Borinel of the nation of Brayland, and a very tumultuous battle occurred. Quick question, did you guys win or lose?
Well,
Yes.
we're alive and we're still playing this, so I'm gonna say we won.
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking. I just want to make sure y'all had your heads in the game. Okay.
It still says Dragonmark Symphony down there, and my character is still Silva. Therefore, we're victorious.
I came real close to dying like multiple times throughout this whole thing.
I seem to
the
recall
roof
that
is the real,
some characters got slapped around a little bit. I seem to recall.
The roof
Johannes was
definitely
like-
had some of the most of that.
Johannes was like, "I'll lead the charge and walk within walking
I'll
distance
form
of
the head."
of the final boss," and then got obliterated.
As a squishy rogue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you needed to let your tank, the wizard, get in front of you. I say that.
Yeah,
unironically.
basically.
That is the most ironic
when will
statement.
y'all learn? When will y'all learn to let the wizard tank
Let
lead?
the wizard go first.
Literally never thought that would have to.
It's
that would
like
be a
you
real
don't know how
statement.
RPGs work.
Like, I never thought that would be a real statement I would make.
But nonetheless, you also had managed to completely dismantle the conduit, this beacon that was at the very top of the tallest tower of the castle, and that seemingly was being used to sort of send out this arcane magic that was controlling all the warforged in the area and turning them hostile. So with it destroyed, it would appear the conflict has been resolved, though the lasting effects remain to be seen. But you all are currently still standing in the Great Hall of the Castle Broken Blade, and we will actually return back over to said hall as we swap back.
Oh god, he's still alive.
We're gonna just uno momento. We're gonna take a big old bump. There we go. So we left off. All of you are still standing here in the Great Hall. On either side of this enormous throne, which now houses the unmoving body of three, on either side, there are these groups of hostages that were being held in place by these sort of like magical fields of energy, keeping them bound there. This included King Borinel himself over on the right-hand side. And as you all stand there, there is a kind of like a that rings through the air as the force fields break away, just sort of shatter and fall apart. And the people that were in them are suddenly released, and there's gasps of surprise as people sort of steady themselves and hold on to each other and looking around. The sunlight is peeking through the windows now as we get into the morning proper. Casting these sort of like rainbow prismatic effect across the floor of the hall. And as the dust settles, what do y'all do?
I mean, I'll begin looking to tend to anybody that is willing to take my assistance.
Certainly. You move towards the people and you see that they're very cautious as you move toward them, not entirely sure whether or not to trust you. But but as you approach, the demeanor on some of them soften. And they begin to whisper to each other, "Hey, everything all right? Do you need anything? Do you need aid? Who here needs aid? Does someone need aid? Who needs help?" And they just sort of begin communicating with each other and with you as you begin helping them. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
All of us, or
I'm gonna say Silva specifically.
Just Silva, okay.
Oh no, bringing out that gamer die.
Gamers you can get.
That
My
MLG
dice are
Express.
liquid
Perception?
cool. Perception, yes.
It's a 22.
Spicy. Okay. So you
Not
notice,
like that. It's
you
Man,
notice
if
a
you
couple
get it,
things.
you get
I'm
it.
tired.
If you get it,
I'm
you
tired.
get it.
You notice a couple things.
Spicy.
Spicy. You notice a couple things. Firstly, the people that were being held prisoner here are not just guardsmen of the castle. It appears to be some of the townsfolk. Many of them are dressed in different clothing from each other. It is townsfolk. It is local lords. It is shopkeepers. All sorts of people. The second thing that you notice is that when you step forward to begin aiding these people, a few of them sort of step forward as if to to escort the king towards you, as if to like make sure that he has administered aid first. But he takes a hand and places it on the shoulder of one of the people and sort of recedes back into the group and sort of presses others forward ahead of him. Just sort of sinks back into the group a bit to let others pass.
Right? I mean, yeah. Honestly, I mean, yeah, nothing. I mean, mostly it's just going to be getting people like untied. You know, I mean, inevitably, I can't necessarily do anything that would be outside of a medicine check at the moment. But
all right, and the rest of you, what would you like to do?
I'm going to maintaining vigilance as all of like this is going on. Just kind of gesture to Nathaniel, be like, you could probably be of most help to them. I'm gonna go check 3 out and make sure everything's fully done and see if there's anything of importance that we can find. I'll move up to 3 and kind of start checking their body and like kind of look for anything that could be a sign of like, oh, this, you know, they were also being controlled, or no, it's just like of their own volition or anything that stands out.
Okay. I want you to you're going to make 2 checks here.
Okay.
You're going to make an investigation check, and then you're going to make a medium check.
Okay. Investigation is a 16.
Okay.
And then medium is an 8.
Okay. You looking over the body here, it is it's difficult at first because it's covered in head to toe in all of this like heavy armored plating. It's difficult to see anything clearly. You can, of course, see the these large gaping wounds in the torso, from where Silva had left her mark, and the sort of the muscle and the tissue within has been seared through, and there is sort of like this very faint, like a periwinkle blue of embers burning inside, slowly working away at the tissue. The body itself is completely motionless, and as you sort of check for any signs of like breathing, any signs of life or anything, you feel a presence sort of dance around you, travel through your hand and back, and there is no response. There is no trace of life left in this body. Not even a soul. Nor do you detect one in the immediate area around you. He is gone.
I'll go ahead and make sure that that fire is extinguished, so that doesn't potentially spread anywhere.
It's interesting because it's kind of the tissue within the wound is being burnt away, and it's traveling inward rather than outward.
Mm-hmm.
And as it does, the embers slowly get smaller and smaller until they disappear completely somewhere deep within the torso. Some sort of a residual effect of the weapon that Silva was using.
Gotcha. Okay. Doing that then, after I verify all of that, I'll just kind of place my hand on the head and say, I hope your soul found safety elsewhere. And then kind of stand up and go down back towards the bottom of the stairs.
All right. Silva, as you continue to aid these people, Nathaniel comes up next to you as well. And he sort of looks amongst the group. He looks like he's kind of searching for something, like he's looking out for something. And after searching for a moment, just sort of gives you like a bit of a curt nod and turns and walks away.
I don't necessarily know what that means, but it's going to continue assisting people.
And you do so. You find that a lot of the people in both groups, if anybody assists the other group as well, you'll find that both groups, the people here are, some of them have cuts or scrapes and bruises, but for the most part, there are no grievous injuries. It seems
Only
that
that dude on the ceiling.
It,
The injuries we found since coming into the castle been mainly that dude on the ceiling.
mhm. But the people here, at least, are, if not unscathed, then at least not terribly harmed. Providing aid to them is easy, and as you continue to do so, the remaining people begin to trust you more and are less shaken by your presence. One of them does speak up. Is it over? Is it done?
Yes. He's slain. It's over now.
A woman speaks. Where should we go? What happens next?
Now the lot of you go home. Your quarters, if you're part of the castle. Just remember, the Warforged you see on the street, they're going to be around. You will have no knowledge of what they have done, what they were doing. Their minds were taken from them, but they will need just as much help as you will.
The woman nods. Very well. I can lead this group out through the west gate. The second group, if they're all right, we can take them as well. My king, and she turns and gives a slight bow. My king, if I may, I can take these people to safety in the city, unless there is someone waiting outside for us. The king steps forward and says, "Go ahead and do so. You serve your people well. Thank you. I'm sorry you had to go through this. All of you." And he sort of looks to everyone, and you see all of these people turn and give him their attention when he speaks. All of you have been through so much today. It would be uncruel, unkind to ask all of you to go back to your normal lives after this. I can ask only for your patience as we resolve this matter fully. For now, please, do not worry about your duties to the castle. Go, return to your families. See that they are all right, that they are safe. We will take care of everything here. Go now. The woman nods again. Thank you, my lord. Everyone follow me. We're going to leave through the western gate. And she begins to lead these sort of groups of hostages and brings them around the stairway. You see as they pass, a few of them nervously glance up at the throne where the body of 3 still lays, very visibly shaken by what's happened, and they all begin to sort of file out in sort of a loose line out through the main doors, and heading back outside.
So that's a little weird.
The king turns to you, Silva. I was never one for speeches. I'm afraid any words of praise I can give you would not be eloquent enough to meet your station. But do know that I am thankful. I am so thankful that you all came in our time of need. We are in your debt. What is your name, my child?
I am Silva.
I do not recognize you, Silva. I feel that if I had known you in the past, I would, but something tells me that you are not of this city. Is that correct?
I was for a time. I was for a time, and then I was conscripted into the war from here. Though my time here I did not take any form of limelight. But apparently I gained some type of a nickname through the war. Which I need to look up quick.
If he can make a high enough insight check, he might find the note for you. And that's a natural 20, so yes, he does.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yo, that insight sounded painful.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Thank you. It's okay. If I sneeze more than once, I'm not sick.
Right. Gotcha.
Solid logic there.
It's a family thing.
It's all right, child. Something tells me you took on a different role today than the angel of hell that people may know you as from before.
I don't remember it being that. I definitely didn't remember it being that. Remember the angel part. I didn't remember it being of hell.
Make a history check.
I thought it was something else.
Make a history check. Might refresh your memory here.
Because I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Sanders the one of it. Sander or Norak. That's 19.
19. Yeah, Norak Landis and Sander recognize you as the Northern Angel of Hell, which is
the hell part. I'll be honest. I really didn't.
Which was this sort of almost like a folklore tale of this a being that would visit wounded soldiers and play music for them. There are splinters of this sort of, the word is escaping me, but this story, as far as the different characteristics of the quote-unquote angel and what she does when she visits, but it's not a very common tale, but there are some that have heard it, especially those who fought in the Northern. But nonetheless, King Boranel looks at you with piercing eyes and says, "Today you are something different. And you put your life on the line for myself and for my people. And for that I am grateful."
Well, just I. Or the companions that likely poured more blood than I had today.
Indeed. Could you please... I would like to speak with them as well. Could you bring me to them?
Do you need a hand? Are you injured in any way?
Just... old habits.
Okay.
I could technically ask all of them to come to me, but I feel humbled in this moment.
Also, you do not need to remain in this corner much longer.
Please, let us meet your friends. We have matters to discuss. The rest of you will see as Silva and the king sort of walk towards the center of the chamber there. The king makes eye contact with each and every one of you, Standing beside Silva, he just sort of waits patiently for everyone to return to where they're standing.
So we're like right in front of the steps there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All of you.
We all here? Dak?
Dak is sitting at the top of the stairs, just looking at Three's body for a while.
Dak, come down here.
Of course. He gets up and takes one last look before going down the stairs fully to be with everybody.
Everyone. I am at a loss. That I could allow something like this to happen within my kingdom is an embarrassment on the surface and a betrayal deep down. I have failed in my duty as a protector of this nation. And where I faltered, you picked up the reins and steered us back to safety. You are all I thank you. And I am sorry for whatever you have had to go through to reach this moment.
It is for the best of all of us, Your Highness, that we did what we did. Nothing good could have come from this situation. And there was very, very powerful magic at play here. Something that made it a lot easier to have security bypassed to allow this to happen.
What sort of magic? How is this accomplished? From the other side of the hall, you hear a voice ring out. Old magic, Your Highness. A powerful thing. Able to stretch out far beyond the land in ways that we could not possibly predict. You all look, and you see coming in from the western doors 3 people leading a small group of soldiers, armed fully. You see Vron. You see Deirdre. And leading the charge, looking a bit battered, but still upright, Caspian Durant. The group moves towards you, and as they approach, you see the faintest hint of a smile on the corner of Caspian's mouth. To even begin to describe what happened here would... Well, it is not an easy conversation to have. Based on our findings, this is a foul plan that stretches back generations. Years in the making. They were tricky, my lord. They slipped through our fingers. Vron speaks, his voice booming. Indeed. If you must levy any blame, do so upon us. For we were unable to unearth this plot until these people, and he gestures to all of you, were able to provide their findings and their insight, and help us to unlock the secret. Were it not for them, we would have been scrambling. The king nods. Indeed. In this moment, I am not seeking blame or punishment. If we must speak on responsibility, we shall do so later, Admiral. And Vron bows and says, Indeed, my lord. Forgive me. Captain Durant? Yes. Yes, my king. What brought these people here? How did they come to the city in the first place? Caspian says. That is my doing, my lord. They were aboard the rail when it was attacked. I singled them out, and I brought them into the investigation as witnesses. They were under my charge, and it is my responsibility to watch over them. It is my fault that they are here. I apologize for putting civilian lives in danger. The king looks at him. Is this the only thing you feel sorry for, Captain? I see fear in your eyes. Caspian. In my time working with them, I've come to appreciate them, and if I may be so bold, I worried for their safety, and to not be here with them was very difficult for me. I allowed myself to be attached emotionally. I should know better. I'm sorry. Vron puts a hand on his shoulder. Perhaps just this once, your tendency for compassion may have helped inspire them to continue to help us. Though in the future it would be wise to run your decisions by us more thoroughly than you have.
Yeah, Caspian, way to get complimented and then immediately a criticism. That sounds like a real manager right there.
If I may, there's absolutely no way that we would have been able to make it this far and do the things that we had done without Caspian by our side. So I think, yes, we were the ones that ended up destroying the conduit and defeating 3, but we wouldn't have even gotten to this stage without Caspian.
Caspian has been our backbone and my rock in this operation.
If I may, I apologize for interrupting.
The King Boronel looks to you. Young one, your eye, are you alright?
It was pre-decontamination. Good,
We don't
sir.
cover those.
I knew it. I fucking knew you were gonna go there.
He's not wrong.
Doesn't make
Correlian
it right.
healthcare is so strange. Back in Riedro, you just go there, pay 20 rubles. Anyways. Dak looks to the king. That aside, it is not an over-exaggeration to say that Prince Caspian has been probably the sole reason why we are still alive to this point.
You did
We owe him a
not.
lot.
You did not.
And that deserves to be known.
Thank you. Thank you for saying so.
You're welcome. Dak takes the seat on the steps.
If this king turns around and goes to look at Caspian and goes, "My son,"
Oh
I think
man,
I might
I
quit.
lose my mind. I would lose my mind.
I might end the stream right there.
I don't know if I can re-rate the campaign in the next hour and 15 minutes, guys.
At least Caspian's not a
I had to do that in about 5 minutes.
I can't handle Caspian being a nepotism baby. Your son. Join the Black Lanterns. I'll put a good word for you.
Do y'all like?
I mean, that's how it went, bro.
Yeah.
Do you wanna? Is that something y'all are like? Do you want to make any kind of like an insightful check on that, or
I would
is that
love to
something
make an insight
you're
check.
seriously curious about? Okay.
I would love to make an insight check.
I would also love to make an insight check.
Yeah. Can I glean anything from their exchange? I rolled
ahead and make an
a
insight check.
17.
Okay.
I rolled
Well,
a
if there is
12.
an exchange,
12.
Sure.
All right.
You know what? I'm going to use a magical guidance that I now have. You spent a social
Okay.
points to re-roll that. So it might be better or it might be worse. It'll be funny either way. It's worse by 1. It's an 11 now.
Great.
All right, well, that'll be an 18 for me.
18. Okay, that's good because the DC was 40, so we're gonna move on.
Well, damn.
I respect it.
Vron
Personally,
says
can't
to the
break that.
Vron says to the king, "My king,
That ass.
we have on God, my king. We are already making preparations to move everybody. The remaining hostages have all been secured, and they are being taken to medical tents for healing. We have also begun the process of clearing the fields in front of the castle. There have been some complications in that regard, but we are hoping to settle them quickly.
Are they or are they not related to the Warforged that now don't understand why they are currently carrying weapons?
Well, and at that moment, one of the doors bangs open, and you hear the sound of one of the city guard going, "You can't just barge in. Hang on!" And you hear another high and metallic say, "I will, in fact." Stepping forward into the hall, you see a Warforged, as a matter of fact. Very tall, thin, draped in an extremely decadent purple robe with a high collar. They move forward at a brisk pace. King Borna, you are all right, I hope? The king looks over to him. Hello, Darius. It is a pleasure to see you in my halls again. Is everything all right? The Warforged clasps his hands together. No, my lord, I am afraid it is not all right. For you see, there are piles of dead Warforged bodies littering your castle grounds. Soldiers have taken to desecrating the corpses of my brethren and have simply thrown them aside as opposed to providing them with a proper burial, and I will not stand for this injustice. Now, I know that there has been turmoil as members of my ilk have been seemingly turned against the people, but I will not stand for this mistreatment, this disrespect towards them. These bodies, and he sort of whips his hand and almost smacks the city guard in the face. These bodies should be tended to with the utmost care and respect, and they should be buried properly. The king looks to him and says, I agree, Darius, I agree. It is clear in my absence that poor decisions have been made in regards to how we handle this situation. It matters not that these Warforged not too long ago were hostile in their actions. They were citizens of Rote as well. And they deserve to be treated with respect, even after death. He turns to Vron. Vron, you will see to it that all of these Warforged are given a proper burial. Honorary. And their families will be tended to as well. Is that understood? Vron nods his head. Indeed, my lord. We shall see to it. And he looks to Darius. Darius. Yes. Well, that is all I came to say. I am to understand that the conflict has reached a suitable conclusion then? And the king nods and says, yes. The terror is over. Darius goes, well. Very well then. And he takes his robes and kind of swings them as he turns with the huff and storms back out of the hall. The king sighs. This will haunt me later. The kingdom's relations with Warforged are going to be very strained for a while. There will be meetings, talks. We will have to act carefully and swiftly. Vron nods. And we shall. He looks to all of you. Thank you again for your service. The King's Lanterns are forever in your debt.
Of course.
Whatever you choose to do next, please do so with the understanding that you can always come to us if you are in need of aid.
Much appreciated.
It's a tremendous IOU.
I think what might help with hopefully improving some relations is the remnants of the conduit and all that stuff are still at the top of the tower. So that's I would say that is, you know, pretty good evidence of the occurrences, even though none of the Warforged have any memories of this occurring. Yeah, I think that would be best if I would imagine you know how to get there. Like kind of looking at Vron. But
You
it's
said the
not
tallest
easy.
tower.
Yeah.
It
We
will
had
be
to
done.
we had to go through some weird passages to get into it.
However, they
It's
should
the
be
only reason I
open
bring it
now.
up.
Don't worry, we have means of reaching the tower ourselves.
Right.
He snaps his fingers. Ofnir, and one of the guards comes right around to him. Yes, Admiral. Take the rest of this unit up to the tallest tower. I want you to examine the remains of this conduit. Gather as much of it as you can without damaging it further. Clean the area, remove all traces of magic.
Yeah, it did
The
kind
guard
of
nods.
blow up.
The guard nods. It will be done. The three of you, Alexei, Ofnir, with me. He takes 3 or 4 of the guards, and they move past you and head out of the hall. Vron turns to all of you. Yes.
There are just a few notes. There are some bodies that we had to stash under beds so that we would avoid making a big deal of getting caught and potentially alerting everyone else. As well as, I believe my companions found a very mutilated human stuck to a ceiling in one of the rooms.
I
Just
understand.
so you're aware.
I've already deployed several units throughout the floors of the castle to do a sweep. If there's anything left there, they will find it. They've already found some additional civilians and hostages peppered throughout the castle, and have retained them and have brought them to safety.
Good.
I believe one of them actually wanted to speak to you. What's the name? What was the name? He kind of looks to Caspian. Caspian says, yes, there was a gentleman. He's one of the soldiers that works in the castle by the name of Miles. Mr. Miles wanted to speak with all of you. Some sort of message.
Did you guys get the name of that guy in the room? You guys were the one that
Which guy?
talked to him.
Well, there were two in that one. There were two in that one room.
Yeah, there's a male and a female.
Miles and tennis, right?
Oh, okay. So the name is familiar to you. Okay,
Yeah, they told us their names.
good. We didn't find them on our way down, so I'm glad that they're safe.
Yes. And speaking of safe, Vron's eyes sort of cast over you all and then looks to the king. My king, I apologize most sincerely, but I would actually like to speak with this group in private. There are matters in relation to the Citadel that I need to discuss with them. Please understand. And the king nods and says, I do. Please, take as much time as you need. And Vron, Caspian, and Deirdre will kind of lead you away from the king off to the side. As they do, Deirdre kind of nudges you in the shoulder, Johannes, and says, good job not dying.
Boy, does she not truly understand the gravity of that statement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As the three of them lead you over to the side, Vron looks upon you all. Caspian has been kind enough to fill me in on some of the more exorbitant details of your work together. Please understand that there is no need for further deception from any of us. Let us lay it all out on the table. I am of the understanding that at some point you came into possession of a drawstring bag filled with questionably obtained money. Is this correct?
Who has that?
Great question.
I
Question.
think
I
Who
assume
has
it
it?
was you.
I remember you having the bag still, but the money being used.
The money
What
being
do you use this
used.
for?
I don't think we touched anything in there.
Didn't we buy the outfits like with
Outfits
Yeah.
were before
No,
that?
This
we,
was
the outfits
after
were
outfits.
before. Yeah, we got it at
yeah,
the.
you're right.
This
I
is the
am-
bag that you got that was supposed to go
the
to
outfits were
Matthias
paid because
Cauldron.
You sent the bill to the king.
I'm
Right.
pretty sure it's still
We'll get
used
to that.
that.
We'll get to that.
Oh shit! All
I
right.
have a feeling it's coming back around.
I await with bated breath.
But
I'll kind of,
otherwise,
like-
as far as I know,
Oh.
Set was the one who had it
I
last.
think I
yeah,
Yeah.
because
and
it
then-
was
But we nary the chance to have used it because we.
Yeah, because I was thinking on whether or not I still had it or if I had given it to Caspian, and that was my only thing. So if you guys all think I still have it, I still have it. So I'll
Yep.
go ahead and reach into my bag and pull it out. And
In terms of whether
Hand it
how
over.
it had been obtained, I'll be honest. They seemed all like they were necessarily high-end folk. I had presumed that they just had it.
sorry.
Vron reaches out a hand.
I'll
For the bag.
hand it over to him.
He opens it, looks inside.
It's a mimic. It
Mhm.
kills him.
I've put my hand in there. I would imagine not.
It liked you.
Yep.
Caspian kind of glances between you all and Vron, sort of expectantly waiting for something, and Vron looks back up at all of you and says, I'm afraid something strange has occurred.
New form of
On
pest.
the hang on. As you are all aware, there was an attack on the Velvet Curtain by a sect of the Rogue Warforged. In the ensuing chaos, it would appear that a substantial sum of money disappeared and was reported as lost or possibly stolen. I'm afraid after some extensive investigation, the King's Citadel has been forced to conclude that the money in question has been lost and is unable to be recovered. It is truly a shame.
What a homie. What a homie.
Dak is going to open his mouth, close it, open his mouth again, close it again, just while keeping the same expression. Oh,
I'll give you a nod when you just say "oh."
It's okay, Dak.
Confirming nod. Be like, yes. That's all you need to say.
Furthermore, our head treasurer was kind enough to drop me a line and say that he had received a particularly curious invoice from one of the local shops in regards to some items of clothing that were spotted by eyewitnesses at the Velvet Curtain, being worn by a group of figures that no one could fully identify. Perhaps, and this is a working theory, the mysterious assailants wearing the clothes may have stolen the money and were attempting to pass on the invoice of payment in an attempt to hide their tracks. This mysterious group of assailants, whoever they may be, is still at large.
Just like
In the
Bob, just, like,
meantime-
turned around, light over to the clothes. What?
In the meantime, in order to ensure that the kingdom's finances remain in balance, the head treasurer has been instructed to make adjustments to ensure that the funds for the invoice are properly sent along to their correct channels, and that the proprietors of the shop in question are paid adequately. As such, it occurs to me that this bag should be a fair bit lighter than it actually is. And he takes a large handful of the platinum pieces inside of the bag and removes them, placing them into a satchel. Frankly, I should fine you more, but we're going to pretend that there's no need to.
Alright, slightly less homey, but
Still homie. Just save it later. Hold all questions to the end.
I apologize. I did not have a question to ask. I only had a request. If you could let the Syrahs, Mortons, and Horton know that they do excellent work. That matches his eyes without flinching.
Dak was the name, correct?
Yes.
There is an old saying where I grew up. Loose lips sink ships. And even though there is a lack of water around us, and he leans in real close, you'll find these words hold weight, especially in this situation. That being said, I'm afraid I have no other recourse but to provide you with your well-earned reward for your assistance in saving the kingdom and possibly the nation itself. He tightens up the drawstring bag, and he hands it back to you.
I'll tuck it back away, and I'll look at the rest of the group. Like, we'll divvy that up later.
Set.
Yes.
Passive perception. You're feeling the weight. You don't have to check.
Yeah.
It's
I was just looking
enough.
at it.
You feel the weight of the bag as it's transferred back to you. And you can feel the platinum pieces inside. There's still quite a few in there.
Mm-hmm.
There's something else in there too. Heavy, large, oddly shaped. 3 things actually. Sitting atop of the pieces inside the bag. It wasn't there before, whatever it is.
I'll kind of, as I'm taking it, and kind of go like that, just give him a look, and then just put it away.
I understand if this seems a squalid amount for your services. But I'm afraid due to the nature of many of the events that have occurred here, it is difficult for me to provide you with any sort of reward that is more public-facing. Strictly speaking, your involvement in this investigation should have been non-existent. Now then, I would like to present you with this as well. And Caspian this time reaches in and pulls out a small set of real thin rolled up scrolls of parchment. Finished off with rose-colored ribbon. Hands one to each of you. I understand that you all are not long-term residents of this city. You are, of course, free to stay if you wish, but if your plan is to move onward, as I'm sure you had other things you wish to do, these should make it a bit easier. I understand that you all...
Writs of passage.
If any of you would like to open one, you could.
Yeah, I'll
unscroll
open
mine
it up
too.
and take a look.
It reads, under full declaration of King Boronel, gracious ruler of the nation of Brayland, the person charged within and bearing this document is granted full protection of the nation of Brayland, as well as safe passage into the neighboring nations. They shall not be harmed or accosted in any way, and shall be treated with the utmost respect and dignity. They will not pay any road tolls. They shall be allowed to pass borders without having to declare their items. They will also be granted passage aboard the lightning rail without any expense for the next 2 years.
I can finally go to my first day of work.
Man, what an explanation.
Vron chuckles. You could, if not for the fact that the lightning rail is still out of service. Caspian speaks up. Indeed, and it has already been taken. They've taken it north to the city of Passage for repairs. But
guess it's going to be down for maintenance for approximately 2 years.
no. Our transit system is much better than the one in the real world. But in all seriousness, we have prepared a set of horses and a carriage for the lot of you, so that you may go wherever it is you wish to travel after this. From this point on, you are no longer, well, you have performed your duties to this investigation and to the city. You are no longer under my charge, and you are free to go. If I may, and Caspian sort of steps forward. I understand that you all came from Sharn initially. If you do ever find yourself going back, I would greatly appreciate if you could actually... I've asked a lot of you, I know. But if you could, and he takes a small little parcel and hands it out to you, if you could deliver this to the King's Citadel in the city of Sharn. It is in relation to a different matter that is currently ongoing. Ask for, well, with my name on it, it bears certification. You could just ask for Lieutenant Cyrus, and he will know what to do with it.
Cyrus.
Also, if you do happen to stay in Sharn for a while, just, I don't know, if you find yourself bored and you're in need of some additional money and more danger to get yourselves into, I also have connections with the Clifftop Adventurers Guild. You could stop in there, speak to Horace, Guildmaster, and I'm sure he would have plenty of work for you, steady pay, and they would provide you with housing as well. If that's the line of work you choose to seek.
Horace.
Really appreciate it, Caspian.
Betrayer.
That sounds like heresy to me.
It's the traitor himself.
I'll take the parcel from him and be like, "Well, I'll make sure this gets delivered."
Thank you. And it's no rush. I understand. I think most of you actually, I think, were planning to head north anyhow. So don't feel like you need to head all the way back on my account. Just if you happen to stop back, it would be very helpful.
Of course.
And also, any kind of
One more thing.
yes.
No,
One more thing.
I'm as a player mocking him.
And Vron looks at him and says, he kind of gives him a look like, this is not something that we can necessarily do often. You are all familiar with the signaling beacons throughout the nations of Corvair, correct? The forms of communication that we've been using pulls out one of those stones, the arcane stones. These forms aren't widespread. They're experimental. We've technically been field testing them this whole time. There are ways to reach us if you need to. There are beacons throughout the nations. You can stop at a beacon and they allow you to essentially cast a modified version of the traditional sending spells that Arcanists use. that can extend across great distances. You need only stop at one of them and reach out to us. And if you reach out to me, I will do my best to help.
We appreciate it, Caspian. It means a lot.
Admiral Vron, if I may, I should take the lot of them outside. There was the gentleman that wanted to speak with him as well, if I may. Vron says, yes, let's not keep them waiting. Well, good day to you all. Thank you.
Pleasure. It's a pleasure, Admiral.
Hopefully we meet again.
On better terms next time, hopefully.
Indeed. He gives you all a curt nod and he walks off towards the king.
Thought his name was Vron. I'm sorry.
Caspian looks at all of you and says, we better head outside. And so he will lead all of you out of the hall.
All right.
And we will return back to, where are you? There it is. Boop. You are all led out onto the castle grounds, and you see around you, similar to the scene of exiting the lightning rail, what feels like forever ago, but was really almost a week. Large swaths of people, many different groups. You see makeshift tents and cots being propped up as people are given aid. There are soldiers everywhere, and many of them are either speaking with each other, assessing damages, carrying carts, or aiding citizenry. You see the tall warforged Darius walking around, going from soldier to soldier, addressing some of the injured warforged there, speaking with them. Caspian sort of leads you off to the side a bit, where there's a small group of soldiers huddled up, many of them bandaged, and one of them stands and looks at you all expectantly. Short hair, bit of a coif, slight beard. You recognize the face of the man Miles, who you came across inside of the castle.
Oh. Johannes sort of like steps. Miles, are you okay?
Yes, I'm all right. They found me. They me and Tines, they got us out of here. Got us to safety. You all, though, you survived as well.
We sure did.
If anything, but by the skin of our teeth.
Bumps and
But
scrapes,
nonetheless.
but I'm glad you were able to make it out.
Yes, well, it's thanks to you that was possible. If I may, and he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a small bit of kind of this pile of gold and sort of reaches out to you. Please, for your work in saving me and everyone else, please accept this.
We did what we did for the benefit of everyone. You do not need to pay us.
Are you sure? You're heroes. I would be dead without you. I just feel I owe you so much.
No, I think, if I can speak on behalf of everyone else, I think we're just happy that enough people survived and that everyone's okay.
Please use this money to help your family and your community.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of rebuilding going on and a lot to overcome from this experience.
If we see you around, though, buy us a drink.
I would be more than happy to. I would leave a tab open. I would buy the whole round. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, that's a bit much. But as many drinks as I could, I would buy for you. Absolutely.
We appreciate it.
And Tines thanks you as well. I believe she was taken to check in with her family. I'm sure they were very worried. But if she could be here, I'm sure she would be just as grateful for your aid. Yes. One. Yes.
If I may interlude, the Cow's Eye is a wonderful establishment to drink at.
Caspian butts in. It is. In fact, we're going to be getting some of the gang together, I think, for a bit of a celebratory drink later. You're welcome to join us, Miles. Miles says, "Oh, it's very kind of you. It does occur to me that I do have some prior engagements. I really should check in on my brother and make sure that he's alive. Would probably be a good idea. But all the same, I hope you all have fun, and I will take you up on that offer another time."
Best of luck, Miles.
Just I give a sort of wave as he walks away.
Give him a bow.
He begins to walk away, and as he does, he bumps into somebody accidentally. Says, "Oh, excuse me." And the other person says, "My apologies, my dearest apologies. I did not mean to hit you." And they sort of break away. This
All I
other
could do
person
mentally is be in New York. Is be like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Fuck you.
fuck you, man.
In here.
But no, this other person approaches you all, looking a bit hurried, and you see somebody step forward. Elvin, a bit short in stature, long black hair that comes back and is tied in a plait, large ears that protrude out, sort of like a grayish skin, but with red streaks that come across the forehead and down to the cheek. The figure walks up to all of you. "I apologize for intruding on your discussion, but I'm afraid I'm here on some urgent business. Is one of you a Nathaniel Giovanni? Is a Nathaniel Giovanni here?"
We all turn to look at.
We
Nathan-
all just simultaneously turn to
silently
Nathaniel.
turn to look at it.
Nathaniel cocks an eyebrow a bit and goes, "Right, that would be me, lad."
Pulls a
The
gun,
elf.
shoots him.
Call an ambulance. But not for me.
You've been served.
Yeah. Divorce papers, actually. No, the elf gives a deep bow and says, "From the Church of the Silver Flame, for you, Master Giovanni." And Nathaniel takes the letter and goes, "Silver Flame, that's interesting." Okay. And he opens up the letter and reads it. See, as he reads it, the eyebrow furrows a bit. He continues to read, getting to the bottom. That's very interesting. The elf sort of nods to him. I have a porter ready. The carriage will take us straight to Thrain. It will be probably a few days travel at least, but we shall get there in due time, and we can provide you with any of the accommodations you need. Nathaniel looks up. Oh, hold on a moment. Let's not do anything so quickly. That's something. Kind of looks at you all, bit of a bemused expression on his face.
Everything okay, Nathaniel?
Well, kind of almost like rereads it to make sure he read it right. Well, it's as the man says, it's from the Church of the Silver Flame, but it's from the Church of the Silver Flame.
Oh.
The one in Flamekeep up in Thrain there. They're asking me to visit them. Is it all right if I read some of this aloud to them? And the porter sort of bows his head and says, It is your decision entirely. I am just here to deliver the letter, and of course to accompany you back to Flamekeep safely. Nathaniel nods and says, "Oh, it says here that there's some sort of an issue happening in Flamekeep. Some string of disappearances that are happening, and they think I might be connected to it somehow. I guess they want me to visit Flamekeep so I can provide my expertise and possibly help them to figure out what's going on."
Would you... I don't know, do you need help?
Is this invitation just for me, or is this for... And he kind of gestures to the rest of you. The elf. I'm afraid it is just for you. I was specifically instructed to bring you and you alone. Well then, that's... Huh. Is it true what this letter says? And the elf nods and says, as much as I am aware of it, yes. We need your aid. Well, it's hard to turn down the... I'm reading this right, correct? This is the High Cardinal of the Church is asking for me?
This is getting more and more like involved.
Nathaniel, are
as
you
we go
someone
through each
important?
question.
The elf nods and says, "Indeed it is. And if I may be so bold, even though you are a vassal of the sovereign, as it were," and he kind of makes eyes at the holy symbol around Nathaniel's neck. Be that as it may, it is clear that your particular following does not impose any sort of complication in your ability to aid the Silver Flame. I'm sure the Cardinal, in all of his wisdom and grace, sees something in you that others might not. But the Silver Flame guides all. I have faith, and so that faith extends to you. Right, but that's a lot of pressure still. Like, that's a lot. Okay.
Nathaniel.
Wow.
Go if you must. This seems to be of great honor to you.
It's not that, it's just... If what they say in this is right, it might not just be me, it might be my family that's involved.
That makes it all the more important, doesn't it?
How many... He kind of looks back to the elf. It says there's been disappearances. And the elf nods and says, I'm afraid so. 17 over the course of 7 days.
Holy shit.
All of them devout members of the Church of the Flame. And what it says here about the weapons, that's true as well? The elf nods. I'm afraid so. Nathaniel folds up the letter, tucks it into the breast, and he takes his mace, sort of holds it in his hands. He admires it for a moment. Our family has always helped others. Where people need aid, I will go. That's what I do. He turns to all of you. Will you all be alright without me? I feel like we've only just gotten to know each other.
I mean, this sounds incredibly important. I think we'll find a way to manage, but at the very least, we know where you're going. I'm sure we'll meet up again. We still have to discuss our plans, but I'm sure down the road we'll meet up again.
I put my my hand on Nathaniel's shoulder, just like sort of like shake him a little bit. We will.
Right, that reminds me actually. And he reaches into his bag and he pulls out a small rectangular package, wrapped in parchment paper, like heavily wrapped up, with like a seal stamped on it. And he hands it to you, Dak. Nephew? Doc. I was on my way to Passage. I was actually delivering this package to somebody. He's supposed to be spending time with Milo Marigold. I guess he's got a tavern, some kind of a tavern or something that he resides at there. If you happen to be heading north, would you be so kind as to take this package to them.
Who's all going to Milo? Have we determined this? Have we come to grips
I
on
just,
this?
I just assumed all of us.
I don't think Set was. Were you?
Have we like openly discussed where we're going? I think we've only mentioned where
Me
we
and
were,
Johannes,
what we
I
were
think,
doing
had
in
mentioned
passing.
that we were both seeing Milo.
Yes, I believe the two of you have mentioned it in passing.
Dak looks at Nathaniel, looks at the thing in his hands. And hesitantly nods his head. I will do this, Uncle. Forgive me. This is it's not easy for me to do, but Dak takes a step forward and hesitantly just goes in for a hug with Nathaniel.
He sets the mace aside and just wraps you up in an enormous bear hug. You can feel like your spine beginning to pop a little bit.
First pops like Dak is eye wide, just up in the sky. Uncle.
You're killing me.
Right, sorry lad. Well, suppose it'd only be right. And he actually reaches down, picks the mace up off of the ground, admires it again, and he hands it to you all.
What is this?
You can see as he hands it forward, the mace that he has been using in battle, this amazingly carved, forged mace. At the end of it, inscribed, you see the beginning letters of the first and last name, carved into the end, as well as a crest, sort of stamped into the metal. He gestures the mace forward to all of you. You should take this with you.
Won't you need it?
I can craft a new one. It's kind of my thing. But everything that I craft means something. And I want you to keep this mace with you as a reminder of what we managed to do together. And also so that no matter how far away I am, the guidance of Onatar will be with you. Even if I can't be. And again, I can make another one of these in like 2 or 3 hours. It's no biggie.
Dak, without hesitation, pulls out a dagger. Carefully flips it in his hand and holds it out to Nathaniel.
Very kind of you, laddie, but I'm all right.
Forgive me, Uncle, but in my culture, the exchanging of weapons is an indication of friendship. It is the declaration of us as Sadiqs. It is only proper for me to hand you a weapon as well.
Well, in that case, how could I refuse? He takes the dagger from you, flips it in his hand a few times, tucks it away.
I've only used it once. That rat never saw it coming.
They never do, lad. They never do. He looks to all of you. Well, I guess I'd better be going. Didn't think it'd happen like this, but I can't say I was able to predict anything that just happened. But hey, this was fun.
It was, Nathaniel.
Please be safe, Uncle.
Of course.
We'll miss you, brother.
The elf bows again. Apologies. I understand that this is a moment, but we really must be going. Nathaniel nods. All right. Fare thee well. Keep each other safe. May the forge guide you. He gives you a wide, beaming smile and a nod. And turns, and he and the elf walk away through the fields until they make their way through the crowds of people. And after a few minutes, just can see the top of his head bouncing between the people's elbows until he is out of sight. Johannes, you feel a hand on your shoulder as Caspian leans down and says, I think we could all use a drink after that.
You could say that again.
That again. And it's on me tonight.
Whatever you say, Clark. Just lead the way.
You don't... We can leave. That is confidential Citadel
Also, to properly
business.
utilize that joke, you only need to say the word "that" as
You don't have to explain the joke. It's fine, Silva.
Please, we should let Prince Caspian rest.
I'm
after a
paying.
long
Let's
battle.
go. And he just kind of steers all of you as a group off as you head off towards the Cow's Eye.
Oh, Morgana's being very cute right now.
You arrive there. Let's see if I can. Yes, picked the right track. You arrive at the Cow's Eye, and you are greeted to a crowd of people there. It appears that the tavern has been closed off for the most part, save for a gathering of several people who are sitting at various tables. You see at the bar, handing out drinks, Missy. A smile on her face. Right next to her, arms crossed, sort of leaned up against the bar, a watchful eye gazing around at everyone. You see Sid, with his trusty harpoon leaning against him. At the table sits a couple various townsfolk, just sort of chattering away with each other. At one table, you see a woman with green skin, with a large, black, wide-brimmed hat and pointed. You see also, sitting with her, a slightly taller man with sort of flowing, wildish hair. They appear to be engaged in conversation of some sort. And as Caspian leads all of you in, Missy looks to all of you, and there's a wide smile on her face. She says, I have never been happier to see returning customers.
This time it's actually on Caspian.
Caspian's paying.
He said so himself.
I am. That's correct. Missy gives a big hearty laugh and goes, well, then you better start drinking. You got a lot of money to burn through. And she calls out to the tavern. You hear that, everyone? Drinks are on that guy. And everybody lets out a resounding, yay! And Caspian goes, whoa. No, the group. No, our group. I've got our, not all of the, and everyone's like, oh, you're so great. And they all start going into chant something for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly, like cheering and smacking the tables. And he's like, no. Damn it. No, I deserve this. I deserve this. I deserve this. Yeah. Fine. On the house, and there's another round of applause. And he's, yeah. Let out. Everybody gets their drinks and food, celebrates, and you are all led over to a table where the two people were sitting, and you all take seats. As you sit down, you are reunited with Victoria Skeeble and Trist.
Oh.
Sitting at the table in conversation with each other.
Long time no see.
My God, they're alive. They're actually
Barely.
alive. Wow. That's fantastic. I was worried about you dearly from the bottom of my heart. I was truly worried about all of you. And I'm glad to see that you're okay. And Skeeble goes, listen, I get you're an actor, but you don't gotta put on so much of a show. And she reaches into her dress and angrily pulls out a fistful of coins and slams them on the table in front of Trist. You won the bet. Fine, don't make a big deal out of it. She goes back to sipping her drink. She's got like a mojito that she's just like drinking from like a little straw with a flower.
You thought we weren't going to make it back?
You're gonna tell me that wasn't a safe bet? Come on.
You didn't believe in us.
I strongly believe in your ability to get killed. And you're not going to find many people that can do that, I'll tell you right now.
Are you actually betting?
You know what? That's valid. That's perfectly valid.
Thank you.
A few of us have died. Legitimately.
That is true.
Trist,
put a parlay down.
Trist, who is sort of working his way through kind of like a light amber ale, sets it down and goes, I'm sorry, a few of you, though?
Oh. Yeah. Dak died.
He's fine now, though.
He's fine.
He got better.
Got electrocuted
he got-
back to life.
He got electrocuted and resuscitated.
I beg your pardon?
Dak just stares at Triss and just blinks slowly with his one eye.
Blinks one eye at a time.
One eye and then the other.
My other eye's bandaged, so they can't see. It's just my
Right.
one eye just slowly blinking.
Trist goes, that shouldn't work. That's not how magic works. He looks to Victoria. That's not how magic works, right? It doesn't work like that. And Victoria goes, I've kind of given up on trying to figure it out at this point. Things just happen. Trist is like, what do you mean? You study magic. And she goes, honestly, if you just go along for the ride, it's going to be a lot easier. And she takes another sip of her mojito.
Dak quietly goes, the voices haven't been quiet since.
Fuck. Wow. Okay. We're going to table that.
Like, this is a time for celebration. Let's
It's
not
like-
get into that.
As soon as we say that,
I look over at Caspian and I go, right. Did we tell you that Dak died?
Caspian is sitting there like, guys, I haven't even taken a sip of my beer yet. Like, can you
should
wait until I
probably
get a drink
finish
in?
it. You should
Let me just, and he just downs the whole damn thing.
Dak is just quietly sipping on some milk.
Yeah, that was Dak died, got brought back. I almost got launched off of the top of the tower. Johannes, you went down a few times, right?
Oh, by the hair of my teeth.
But
If I
not dead,
remember-
correct?
Oh, I was down,
Sorry for the
But not dead.
interruption.
but not dead.
Yeah.
Sorry for the interruption. But there was a moment where Johannes took out 3 individuals all by his lonesome. It's rather
Really,
impressive.
Johannes? Solid work.
What can I say? I know how to cook.
Let him cook.
Trist raises his stein to letting him cook. Takes a drink. Oh God! And he's like, Kip, that reminds me. I am so sorry. We've already been drinking for 20 minutes. Silva. I am so sorry. I have a message for you. You know my bartender Marco, right? You had met previously. And I think you might have been talking with him when you guys first visited at the site.
Took me a moment. Despite only being
Yeah,
a couple
the
days ago,
Tabaxi
it
fella,
truly
you
feels
know.
like months.
Yeah.
Even years.
Funny thing, Marco wanted me to pass along a message to you. I don't know if I've had a really good opportunity to do it until now, so apologies, but I guess it was something to do with someone you were looking for? A woman that you were trying to find.
Oh.
I guess he heard from a friend of a friend that she was seen somewhere?
Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know if you're still, looking out for her, but
Yeah, I've always been. I would definitely be curious as to know where Lady Tilda had gone.
yeah, he mentioned Fairhaven. I guess somebody ran into her in Fairhaven.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Why would she go there?
not a clue. But I promised Marco I'd pass along the message to you. Seemed like it was pretty important.
Well,
Well,
with that
thank you
done,
for
I
letting me
think
know.
Yeah. Not a
it's been
problem.
more Caspian's money.
I'm okay with that. And the night continues as you all continue to imbibe in the wonderful refreshments and food that Missy has to offer. Throughout the evening, you see that various soldiers and townsfolk sort of come in and out, and she is more than happy to provide them with food and drink. You, if you wish, sort of regale everyone with as much as you know, or at least as much as you feel comfortable publicly sharing. Every so once in a while, Caspian will kind of give like a little bit of a side eye, like, let's not share that part of the story.
Like the secret doors into the castle and
and a lot of that.
Yo, we just busted into the castle by spraying some acid, yo. It was simple as shit.
You know, there's this secret door that no one knows about on the backside of the castle.
Guys,
All you
guys,
need to do is just a cantrip. It was simple as that.
guys, if you play Wizard of Oz and Dark Side of the Moon at the same time, they line up, bro. They line up. My dealer told me. So you continue. As you continue to enjoy the refreshments in each other's company, getting progressively more intoxicated as the evening goes on. At one point, Set, there's a
Yes.
slight tap on your elbow.
Turn.
You see Trist has sort of locked eyes with you. And goes, just sort of says, you know, I'm feeling like I need some air. You cool with meeting me over by the window real quick?
Sure.
Cool.
Slip away.
So the two of you just kind of step up and move away from the table. He doesn't take you outside. He just kind of takes you over to the far wall over by one of the windows there. Kind of props himself up next to it. Morbid curiosity. How are you holding up? Like, living wise?
A lot better than I was right afterwards, that's for sure.
Okay.
Definitely took a little bit, but I think I'm pretty much back now.
I don't get a lot of opportunities to, network with people who have been resurrected, so it's an interesting opportunity for me. If I may be so bold, I wanted to apologize again. It's clear that you weren't just barking up the wrong tree when it came to the whole crazy Warforged attack thing. So, I feel bad if I kind of got in the way of you getting to the bottom of that.
I appreciate it. Thankfully, when all is said and done, we were able to put a stop to it and got it taken care of.
Who ended up being responsible if that's not classified information?
Man, ain't that a complicated question?
Well, really, what was responsible was powerful magic. None of the Warforged were in control of themselves. And none of them remember anything that happened during that time.
When they were kind of clearing out everybody from the castle, I was in the crowd there and I saw them bring out, I mean, I haven't talked to them much, but is it true? Is the right hand of the king is gone?
Yes. Along with many others, unfortunately. Thankfully, the king is safe, as are a good number of the hostages that they had taken. But we have lost many lives in this conflict. It will take time.
Did you see who did it? Whoever took him out?
We did, yeah.
And you can't tell me, can you?
It was it was someone called the Apostate's Hand, is how they refer to themselves. I think much more than that would be something that shouldn't really be sharing.
Doesn't ring any bells for me anyway. How did they kill 3? What happened?
It completely overwhelmed him. Seemed to have caught him off guard a little bit. It's unfortunate, but one of the many casualties.
Yeah. Yeah. So what are your plans? What are y'all gonna do from here?
Great question. I think we might stick around here for another day or so. Get stuff sorted out in the aftermath of everything. Let things settle down just a little bit before. I think most of our group has a destination they have in mind. So I think
You going with them?
Yeah, more than likely.
That's good.
I don't think I have much else to do.
You might be surprised. It's amazing how busy we can find ourselves when we think we're bored.
That is absolutely the truth.
It's probably a good idea, though. If 3 is gone, that's... I don't know if I'd consider this city as safe as it was yesterday.
I don't know if the city is as safe as it once was, but I do know that they are going to be making strides to regain that safety for everyone here.
Well, hey. I can make strides as well.
I think they need all the help that they can get
Yeah.
from all aspects. Entertainment can do wonders in times of unease.
It's true, and with the Velvet Curtain out of commission, I mean, people are going to look to the Winchester Scythe as a place to escape it all. It's kind of exciting, if I'm being honest, in a weird way.
Absolutely.
It's what I've wanted.
Unfortunate circumstances led to it, but it'll definitely be good for you, for the scythe, for the city. It'll be helpful.
Can you do me a favor?
Depends on what the favor is.
It really does mean a lot to me to be where I am now. The scythe means a lot, and there's a real opportunity here for something like a fresh start to really establish something here that's gonna last. And I would love for you and the rest of the schmucks over there to see a show sometime, a proper show. But I would actually, if you could not come back, I think that'd be best.
Come out of this tree again?
Yeah, I can tell you this much. I personally don't have any plans of returning.
Okay.
Even if I do, it would be for briefest of moments to speak to Caspian, more than likely. But it would be in and out. You will likely never see my face.
Respectfully, I hope you're right. With
Hey, I understand.
with 3 gone, I don't know what the house is gonna do, but they're gonna rain down hell, I imagine. And I mean, I'm gonna do everything I can to not heed that call, but like I said before, if they I don't think I want to be the one that has to do it.
I understand. Trust me. I don't want that to come to fruition any more than you do. And I can only imagine that with everything that's occurred here, there will be some very, very angry people at the house.
Johannes,
That's me.
I need you to go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Oh no.
How do dice work?
Hey, it's a 30 in the natural 1 chart.
Hey,
I had to get one more in.
Oh boy.
hey.
Oh boy.
Okay, we'll get to that.
Okay.
That's interesting. You're actually gonna roll again.
For perception?
Yep.
Okay. That is an 11.
Okay.
Both not good rolls, but
It's enough. Because you saw this before, and you're seeing it again. You're a bit more intoxicated, granted, but out of the corner of your eye, you're kind of able to see that, Set and Trist have sort of broken off from the group and are hanging out over on the wall there. And you can see Trist's forearm is exposed. The sleeve of their robe has kind of been pulled up a bit. They're in a little bit more of a casual stance. And same place you saw it before, you see it again. Etched in thieves' cant, the number 6 upon their wrist. Trist speaks to you, Set. I'll do everything I can to stay here.
Appreciate it, truly.
You're probably going to run into some of the others when you're out there. You know that, right?
I am aware. I am very much working on making it so that I will be stronger and more protected, so that if they aren't as open as you are, I will be able to walk away from those encounters.
Like I said, you better stick with them.
Yeah. That'll definitely be the plan. Safety in numbers.
Yeah. And you have to call me when you burn the house down, all right?
Oh, trust me. You will know. And I'll kind of just reach out and like grab onto his forearm and put my hand on his shoulder. Walk back to the table.
The two of you return to the table and retake your seats. And as the night continues on, the gentle sounds of people gathering together in the air. We pull away from the tavern, seeing the night sky overhead, once again littered with these arcane streetlights, shimmering like stars just above the rooftops. As, for now, peace returns to the city of Rhodes. And that is where we will end tonight's session. As well as the first arc of this campaign.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It's been a long one. No doubt about that. It's been a long one. But where we go from here is entirely up to all of you. You have a choice to make. Many of you still have lingering connections to the city of Sharn, its people, its places. And you've been offered opportunities thanks to Caspian Durant. If you wish, you are free to return and possibly find new work or new mysteries to solve. You could also continue to head north, as many of you initially were going to do, and pursue your goals there. Likely stopping in the city of Passage, in the nation of Aundair. Thanks to the king, you will be able to do so without trouble. Though I can't speak for what you'll find when you get there. Even then, there is a third option. Though you will not have immediate access to the lightning rail and the extravagant travels of the airships owned by the houses may be a bit out of your reach financially. You are free from this moment to leave the city of Rhodes and go anywhere you wish. North, south, east, or west. It is your campaign and it is your decision as a group. Whether you wish to take these paths or forge your own. Next session will be a bit different. We will be meeting together to discuss everything that has happened in the campaign so far. Possibly tie up a few loose ends here and there. And you all have the ample opportunity to decide where it is you wish to go next. But from this moment onward, the campaign is yours. And so we will end it there tonight. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for playing. We'll see you next time. Farewell.
Mr. Beast.
Not there yet. Okay.
Oh. Are we live?
Yeah.
Yes, hold on.
I don't know. Marshall's muted, but I'm assuming not.
Congratulations, everyone. You have